Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about how we can add and subtract decimals. So the very first thing I want you guys to either write out in your notes or maybe star somewhere is that when we're adding and subtracting decimals, we have to line up the decimals. Okay, that's so important. Whenever we are adding or subtracting with decimals, we have to line up our decimal point. So let's jump into an example so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So Kim and Martin swam 50 meters. Martin took 0.26 of a second longer than Kim. What was Martin's time in the race? So if we see over here, Martin's time was 0.26 longer and Kim's time was 50.9 seconds. Okay. So Kim's time was 50.9 seconds, and we know Martin's time was longer than that. So if it's longer than that, we want to tack on or add on that additional time. And our additional time is 0.26 seconds. So just like I said before, we want to line up our decimal place. So I'm going to put my decimal place right underneath this one. And now I can put my number in. So I have 0.26. Now, if you guys see, these do not line up, right? We have a missing part here after the 50.9. So whenever that happens, what you can do is you can add a 0. And now they're all lined up. So now we can just go ahead and add. So 0 plus 6 is 6. 9 plus 2 is 11. I'm going to carry my 1. I'm going to bring down my decimal place. So I'm left with 51.16. So that is going to be Martin's time. Let's try another one. Diego and his brother pack suitcases for a trip. Diego's suitcase weighs 45.64 pounds. His brother's suitcase weighs 58 pounds. What is the combined weight? So the key here is combined. Combined is another term for together. So when we're putting something together, we're going to add them. So we have 58, and then we're going to add 45.64. Now, if you guys notice, the 58 doesn't have a decimal. So what we can do is we can add one on and then add our zeros so everything is lined up and it looks a little bit cleaner. So now we can go ahead and add. So 58 plus 45.64. So what do you guys think that's going to be? So it's going to be 103.64. So their combined weight was 103.64 pounds. All right, so let's try two more. So the first one is going to be subtraction. So 9.62 minus 0.3. So 9.62 minus 0.3. Remember, we want to line up the decimal points. And I'm going to tack on that 0 so everything lines up. So 2 minus 0 is just 2. 6 minus 3 is 3. I bring down my decimal place, my decimal point, and then 9 minus 0 is 9. So what I'm left with here is 9.32. All right, B. 2.57 plus 7.706. Make sure to line up the decimal point. I'm going to tack another 0 just so everything is lined up. All right. So 0 plus 6 is 6. 7 plus 0 is 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. So I'm going to put the 2 and then carry my 1. I'm going to bring down my decimal place just so I don't get confused. And now I have 7 plus 3, which is 10. So I'm left with 10.276. So remember the key here, when you guys are adding and subtracting decimals, you want to line up your decimal places and you want to tack on any zeros that you need to make sure everything is lined up and it looks